Insult me in a different language? You have a nice surprise waiting for you. Having dinner with my family, this story was brought up that I think belongs here with a mix of justice served. This happened to a family friend, let's name him Sean. His parents are American but lived in South America when he was born. He was also raised there, so naturally he grew up speaking perfect Spanish, though he obviously didn't look Hispanic. Blonde, green eyes, fair skin, etc. Fast forward a couple decades, he's now in his late 20s and has moved back to the US where he's lived in since his teens, so both his Spanish and English are perfect at this point. He goes to a certain Mexican fast food place, let's call it E. coli, where employees add your ingredients down the line and you pay at the end. As soon as he starts ordering his food, two of the workers, both Hispanic, start to make fun of his hair, his skinny jeans, and essentially his entire appearance. I remember him mentioning them, specifically calling him a marica, which essentially translates to fag, and also them wondering where his balls fit in those tight jeans and concluding he probably didn't have any, all while subtly laughing and still maintaining a professional demeanor as they fill his bowl. Sean was able to stay composed and quiet and acted completely oblivious to everything they were saying and just carried on down the line ordering. By the time he gets to the cash register, the cashier, who was not one of the two employees, rings him out. That's when he calmly asks the cashier to call over the two employees, which they did since there was no line at the time. When the employees come, wondering what was up, Sean says, in English, "I really appreciate the service both of you provided. Your commentary was also top-notch. Now if you could be so kind." And then without missing a beat he says, in perfect, zero-accent Spanish. Spanish text. Which translates to, "Could you call over your boss?" Sadly, I wasn't there. But he says their reactions is a moment he will never forget. The manager gave him 10 gift cards to the restaurant as well as not having to pay for that meal, and living close to that specific location, he never saw those two employees again. My 9-year-old's petty revenge. Today I got a call from the school my 9-year-old attends asking to please come up to the school because my daughter was in trouble for vandalizing another child's property. This surprised me because my daughter is a bit of a goody two-shoes and never gets in trouble, so I dropped what I was doing and swung by the school to find my daughter sitting in the principal's office grinning ear to ear. I was ushered in to take a seat. The principal immediately launched into a tirade about how my daughter had deliberately broken another girl's necklace and how unacceptable it was. Once he was finished, I turned to my daughter to hear her side of the story. Last year my daughter saved up her pocket money to buy best friend necklaces for her and this girl. I ordered them from wish.com for her. This year the friendship went belly up when I discovered this girl was trying to extort her friends, including my daughter, into buying her expensive items on a kid's game with threats, backstabbing my daughter and threatening anyone who dared play with her at lunch, so she was completely isolated. My daughter cut off contact and has been rebuilding her friendship circle, and all was going well until this little girl started repeatedly demanding that my daughter give her the other half of the friendship necklace so she could give it to someone else. The fact we were the ones that bought the necklaces to begin with was apparently a minor irrelevant detail. My 18-year-old niece and nephew are very protective of their young cousins and were quite upset for her, so they decided to offer her the opportunity for therapeutic destruction. Last weekend they got out their tools and helped my daughter shatter the charm into 7 or 8 pieces with a hammer, some pliers, and had a great time. My daughter put the pieces of the charm in her jewelry box as a reminder of what fake friends can do to you. Anyway, apparently this girl kept demanding the necklace every day, hassling her, so my daughter hatched a plan. She gathered up the pieces into a little bag, took them to school today to empty the bag in front of the girl, and told her she was welcome to the necklace as long as she likes jigsaw puzzles, but she will probably need some glue. Apparently the girl went red and stormed off to the teacher to say that my daughter had destroyed her necklace, and my daughter was sent to the office. I couldn't keep a straight face and burst out laughing. You could see the vein in the principal's forehead pop out as he looked at me laughing. I pulled out my phone, showed him my purchase history to confirm that we bought the necklaces, and my daughter is perfectly within her rights to destroy her own property if she so wishes. He finally dismissed us and my daughter skipped back to class laughing hysterically. My niece and nephew are quite proud and planning to take my daughter out for ice cream this weekend to celebrate her standing up for herself. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Have a good one.